Hi, class. We need to take a look at the idea of compound interest. And basically, compound interest is an extension of simple interest, except that in the scenarios that we're going to be looking at, they're going to have an initial principal. In this case, this represents the principal. Let me just highlight it. And to this principal, it's being invested, or they're charging you interest on a short amount of time. Then it accumulates the actual interest, and then you end up with a new principal. So you're basically just accumulating principal and interest to obtain a new balance, or to receive interest on the account, or for the individual to pay the interest on the account. So let's take a look at example one. In example one, basically says for us to take a look at this investment, and then to actually find out how much money is invested, or how much money is in the account at the end of the investment period. So for this particular problem, what they want us to actually find is A. So let me just write it as find A. And let me actually, write what we actually have. So we have the principal. So the principal happens to be the $850 that is invested. T is equal to 4 years. And then, we're going to be using the R is equal to 2.4%, or 2.4 divided by 100. So this is what we're going to be using in our actual formula. And for this particular one, they just want to know how much money is accumulated at the end of this actual investment. So all that we're going to do is an actual plug-in into the formula. So the values of A is equal to the following. So in this case, let me actually write the whole thing. So this is P times 1 plus R over N raised to the NT. So this is equal to the 850 times 1 plus, and it's just going to be best to express the actual interest as a decimal. This will be for the calculator. So let me go back to this portion, and this is just going to give us 0.024. This is so that it's easier for us to evaluate in the calculator. This is a 4. Okay, so we're looking at 1 plus the values of R, 0.024, divided by N, and technically I forgot to write it. N is equal to 2 because it's compounded semi-annually, so technically twice a year. So in this case, it's gonna just be 0.024 divided by 2 raised to the N. So this is 2 times the values of T, which is 4. Now in your calculator, you want to simplify as much as you can. This is to make sure that we don't carry any errors. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rewrite it to the 850, and then the inner portion is going to be 1 plus 0.024 divided by 2. I'm getting that this is 1.012 raised to the 8th power. So let me just double check. 1 plus 0.024 divided by 2. It's 1.08. Okay, so this is what you're typing in into the calculator. You could have typed in the previous portion, but if you don't put the parentheses, in this case here and there, it's going to give you a actual error. Okay, so let's evaluate that. And I'm getting that this is 935.11. So at the end of, in this case, the 4 years, and this investment actually receives interest twice a year. they're gonna have a total of $935. So the total amount at the end of the investment is 935.11. So that's how much money they're gonna have after the actual 4 years of this investment. Let me double check. 935.11. That is for the first one. For the entire section, which is really short, we're just using this formula. And in order for us to understand that it's this one and not the I is equal to PRT, they have to tell you the compound. So they have to tell you how many times is the money actually receiving the interest.